Hi, it's Liam Quinn here from the Teagasc office in Westport, and I'm joined with future beef participant Cathal Irwin, and we're going to give an update on the farm. So Cathal, what type of system are you running here?
Here we have a small farm, I suppose a typical West of Ireland Mayo farm. We've just 19 hectares. We've a typical sort of farm, around the 20 cow mark. Some years it goes up, some years it goes down. We have at the moment, we've been running the last few years a suckler to store system. Selling it around, I suppose, around 20 months of age. Trying to get as much weight on at grass. I tend to calf them early in December, January. So what we're trying to do is really get a calf at five months hitting grass in April, and it'll do something with the grass. So it has sort of 2 summers at grass, and just really trying to get as much weight gain at that grass period as possible, especially in the second year. That's
perfect. And what is the grass situation like on the farm at the moment?
The grass is good now at the moment. I suppose we've been lucky here in the west. We always get a nice drop of rain. So it's my farm cover at the moment, I think, is around 888. Look, I had a tough April and May, to be honest with you. I ate the farm down too low. I suppose I went out early with everything around St. Paddy's Day, and I ate the farm too low. I think I dropped it down to around 360, and I found it quite hard to get back up to, let's say, past the tipping point where we could actually start to grow grass again. It was always sort of ahead of me. I just wasn't growing enough grass. So, again, it was just the advice I've got from the other Teagasc advisors, and they were telling me, look, how to try and rectify it and get it back in control. And we've done that there, let's say, at the start of May or middle of May, and we're back in control now with grass, or somewhat in control again.
So slow down the rotation and back on track again.
Yeah, slow down the rotation, exactly, yeah.
How has breeding gone so far?
This year, funny enough, has been a little bit slower than other years. Other years I was typically, I suppose, I was able to do everything in 6 weeks. This year hasn't been as good. I found, let's say, maiden heifers, bringing them in quite hard to get in calf. I found a lot of repeats with the maiden heifers with AI, so in the end I just brought in a bull, to be honest with you, to get them in calf, because they were slipping a lot further out than I typically would have liked. I brought a new Terminal Charlie bull in as well, and typically I would have been let the bull in around the middle of February, in on the slats, and he'd be getting them on the slats as they're coming. But I suppose he just didn't really settle in. It was all a bit new for him, and maybe hadn't the confidence on the slats, so it pushed out a little bit again.
Perfect. And what kind of measures have you on the farm here, we'll say, for improving work-life balance and that type of thing? You were saying that it's an area that you...
Yeah, it is. I suppose, look, like any, part-time farmer, it's always a challenge. Sometimes you're working 2 jobs. And it's sometimes it takes too much family time. I suppose the changes that I'm making personally, I'm trying to outsource as much work as I can to contractors. Look, I have a very good contractor who works with me here. I try and outsource as much work to him as possible. Also, I suppose, if other plans, let's say, put up another shed to make life easy, and especially in the winter time. I really try and...
I notice you have the paddocks numbered and signed to make things easier for when he comes.
Yeah, so like I can tell him go to paddock 2A or 2B or whatever. Yeah. And that sort of, it just makes sense for me. It works for me. It's a small farm. It's not hard to cut it up.
Yeah, great. And can you talk to us a little bit about the plans you have for the future, Cathal, while being in the programme?
I suppose, look, for me, one of the reasons, I found the programme very, very beneficial for me, and I suppose one of the main reasons I want to, even though it's a small farm, it still has to be a profitable farm. I don't care. It has to be profitable, and it's not about pushing the farm to the limits, it's about optimising for me. I suppose, my future plans really is to try and go to finish, go to under 16-month bull. I know it's not always, people might say it's not always a good option, but I'd like to try and, I want to try and get to a stage where I'm finishing everything. Being a suckler farmer, you put an awful lot of work into, let's say, your breeding, you're selecting your breeding, your animals, getting them in calf, getting a live calf on the ground. And I always I'd like to just take, be rewarded for that last little bit at the finish line, really.
And you say under 16 months for the bulls, but what age would you be aiming to finish the heifers at?
I think we could do the heifers, before the second winter. I think 19-20 months, no problem, off grass. I really do. Okay. And if we had to go to a shed for a while, just for that last push, maybe. But I don't see any reason we can't finish them off grass.
Okay, that's great. Listen, Cathal, thanks very much for the update, and we'll talk to you again.
Thank you.